was when a member by that name of Waldo was hit just about 24 hours later.
Yeah.
Many saw it as retaliation. According,
They didn't waste no time. Boy, when he hit Waldo less than 24 hours later. That's crazy, bro. And I guarantee you it's all because they get on the phone, flip the phone around. I'm over here on 59th King Drive. Pull up, man. We smoking on that rat. And that thing, no. YouTube. Fam bam. Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the second reaction channel. Tonight, man, we in the rack. We in the rack, folk. Been a minute since we flew to the rack. We've been in LA for a good little minute, man. Shout out to Kelly. But we had to come to the rack because I had to talk about this one because I did a reaction on Ruger, right? And Ruger brought up the whole funeral thing, you know what I'm saying? Well, Duski got shot. Ruger brought that up, and he was like, well, you know, it was my homie's funeral, like my best partner, it was his funeral, and he went by the name Duski. So when I saw this documentary, I was like, man, that must be Duski, Ruger's homie from the rack. Yeah. And I just wanted to basically tap into it with y'all, folks. You did. Shout out my boy Dose of Mystery. Y'all make sure y'all sub him up. And also make sure y'all sub this channel up. You did. Do that for the kid. But let's tap into it, though.
I'm coming straight that more beat shit, bitch. And we out here on the 6. Ain't worried about none of that.
It was times Duski, like, real life, like, was blocking out family, the whole world, like, just to be on the block.
Chicago police are trying to figure out who shot 6 people outside of this afternoon.
And police say they heard a barrage of shots just after noon. They were coming from across the street for a local musician known as Duski the Man was letting out. His real name is Chris. He was killed by gunfire earlier this month.
It was just like a hailstorm of gunshots. It was at least 40 to 50 shots.
Damn!
Like, it took right before he could, you know, just live his dream.
Chris, known to the music world as Duski the Man, was on his way to building a legacy in the music world before the lifestyle he lived caught up to him. In the streets of Chicago, plagued with rival gangs, taunting and plotting on the lives of their enemies, Duski the Man made a name for himself as one of those persons who shouldn't be crossed. He was affiliated with the gang set known as MOB, which stands for Mind on Business. Duski the Man was known as some of the most ruthless in the city and was affiliated with other gang sets like STL and EBT, which the late famous FBG Duck and Duski was affiliated with, both of whom Duski the Man called friends.
Bitch. And we out here on the 6. Ain't worried about none of that.
Hey, like, why? And I mean this in the most respectful way possible, man. Rest in peace, Duski the Man. You did. But why do these, like, why do the members and the steppers and the gangbangers and whatever you may call yourself, why y'all always be like, y'all pick up y'all phone, right? First of all, y'all get dressed. You go outside, right? Then you pick your phone up and you turn it around at yourself just to say, yeah, this woman on my head, I ain't worried about nothing. And then you end up like dead. I don't know, man. I think I can solve that. Maybe if you was a tad bit worried about something, gang, you might stay your ass in the house, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being real. Like, if I was a gang member, bro, I think I would be like the smartest gang member in the world, bro. I would never go outside. You feel me? Like, that's just, like, the only way you could get me is if you gonna run in my house. Maybe you gonna shoot up my house. I don't know, but I would really never go outside. And I for sure wouldn't pick my phone up, go live and say, hey, bro, I'm over here on Winchester and 3rd Ave, bro, on the dead homies. Anybody pull up can get it. And then I just end up just gone. Like, come on, man. That's crazy as hell, bro.
Cheeto. Hold on, wait.
I dig it though, I guess.
They want to talk, we don't want to talk. What you doing, boy? You don't lie.
The problem with this lifestyle was that Duski had a reputation based on his actions. There were no rules of engagement. Once blood ran, then the other side was out for revenge, and the vicious cycle continues in a loop. It was only a matter of time before that cycle made its way right back around to the feet of Duski the Man. His gang affiliation with Mob, who were mainly gangster disciples, brought with it the anger of one of their main rivals, the 600 Gang, comprised of mainly black disciples. The two were not so far away from each other, as with many of the gang turfs in the Chicago area. That means staying in the location and continuing along the same dangerous path increases the chance of losing your life. A lesson Duski the Man never heeded. He would witness firsthand how fickle life in that line of living could be when he lost his friend Brian Weekly to the streets. Weekly was a fellow Mob Gang affiliate who was known by his alias Mob Scrap, and multiple attempts were made on his life in previous times. But on June 7th, 2014, his rivals succeeded in ending his life. Reports state that at about 1:30 a.m. Saturday, officers responded to a call of shots fired in the 5600 block of South Wabash Avenue. 18-year-old Brian Weekly and a 20-year-old man, both of whom had suffered multiple gunshot wounds and were unresponsive in an alley. Weekly, of the 1400 block of West 79th Street, was pronounced deceased at the scene. The 20-year-old was taken to John H. Stroger Jr. Hospital of Cook County in critical condition. Duski the Man lost his friend and gangmate to the same thing that took many others close to him. But instead of realizing that the end result down that path he walked wasn't a happy ending, he instead dived deeper into the darkness of the lifestyle.
Jump straight in.
High off substances, but it wasn't simply something he enjoyed doing, but more of a coping mechanism through all the loss and pain he endured. The loss of Scrappy really cut him deep. Dedicating a song to his friend titled Letter to Scrap, his pain could be heard layered over every word. He would begin carrying on Scrap's legacy by embracing the name Scrap Gang in his verbiage and songs. But Duski took it a step further. He wanted revenge, and he often lurked on the streets late at night to find rivals to retaliate upon.
Corner, B. I can't wait to catch the 555. Now we on 59th and King Drive. Drop the mask. Now we gonna go to the O. On phone on. We gonna let y'all know our every move.
But these young niggas playing some dangerous games, bro. I swear, bro, every time I react to something like this, I be like, man, I'm just thankful that I just didn't want to play these kind of games, bro. Straight up.
We gonna let y'all know I know we ain't finna see nobody. Like, this shit be funny as hell, bro. Like, why is it keeping they blocks, bro?
According to his best friend, Ruga, in a later interview, Duski the Man was one of the Chicago rappers at the time who was making headway in the music industry, but he couldn't stay away from the dangerous lifestyle.
Duski, like, was in the... We all was in the streets, don't get me wrong. But I was trying to get out of it. Like, I'm trying to do the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to kind of branch out from it. You know, Duski was too. But it was like, he was in there, he was out there, you know what I'm saying? And popping pills. And
too deep in.
And just, you know, living that, he was lit, you know what I'm saying? He was lit before me. He had the music lit.
Slowly, they started drifting apart, but not due to being at odds. Ruga recalled wanting to focus on music, but Duski, the Man, couldn't let the gang lifestyle go. Eventually, they'd have a conversation.
You know what I'm saying? It's probably hard to let the gang lifestyle go when and jump into the music industry when the gang lifestyle is the music industry. You feel me? Like, a lot of these drill rappers, bro, they really want to live what they rap. And me being a fan of drill music, I like it. I'm not gonna care. I dig it. You know what I'm saying? I've said that multiple times. Like, I like for the drill rappers I listen to, like, I like for them to do what they say they done did. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, King Von was, like, one of my favorite drill rappers, because when I found out that Von was actually doing that stuff, like, it made me like him more. And I know that's kind of crazy because of the message that I like to bring when I'm doing this type of content. But, like, I don't know, man. I can kind of understand why, you know what I'm saying? You saying, hey, dog, do the music and stop the drilling. But the drilling makes you want to do the music. The music makes you want to do the drilling. I don't know. I kind of get it from both ends. You feel me? I feel Ruger, but then, you know what I'm saying, I can feel why Duski was like, nah, gang, this what I'm doing. But, you know, that cost him his life, though.
Where Duski told him honestly what had been eating away at him all this time. Duski the man was going through a lot. The losses and the trauma of his environment were taking a toll to the point where he blocked out everything and everyone and drowned it all out in substances and dangerous lifestyle.
It was this experience of seeing him go through his whole life phase. There was a time he came to me and he talked to me. He was like, brother, I ain't gonna lie. I've been going through it, like real life. He told me, like, it was times Duski, like, real life, like, was blocking out family, the whole world, like, just to be on the block.
That conversation with his close friend was exactly what he needed. In that moment, Duski made the decision to focus on his growing music popularity and stepped away from the violent lifestyle. For a minute, it seemed like he was going to hold the opportunity so many wanted and rise to the top of the music industry. Sadly, less than 24 hours later, his life was taken.
It was just that whole experience of going through that. We sat down and we talked the day before we died. Like, literally, he came to my house and he spoke to me. He told me, like, I love you, bro. Love the way you move. You always push me to be better. I want to be with music, shit, bro. I'm finna cut off everything, and this is what we finna do.
According to Chicago police, on October 9th, 2018, at around 3:30 p.m., Duski the man was in the 5600 block of South Michigan Avenue with a female companion. Just before 4 p.m., a vehicle came their direction with shooters from inside the vehicle, brandishing weapons and pulling the trigger. The female was wounded in the leg, while Duski suffered a gunshot to the head. His condition was critical, and the clock was ticking on how much time he had left. But Duski and the female companion were rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center for treatment. Unfortunately, Duski the man was pronounced deceased at 4:33 p.m., while the woman escaped with her life. The woman suggested to the investigators that the shots may have come from a passing brown vehicle. However, the suspects were never found. Reports quickly began spreading online that the drive-by shooting that claimed the life of Duski the man, sparking mixed reactions from those who got the news. However, there was one group of people whose emotions and intentions were clear after his hit, and it was nothing other than a sinister feeling from their post. Duski's affiliates wanted blood, pain, and revenge. As one affiliate said, the tears were finished shedding and the streets of Chicago were about to become a war zone. That was the extent of love and respect they held for their now slain friend. Although there was never an official arrest of a suspect, many fingers pointed to Duski's rival, the 600 gang, as the culprits. This became an even greater speculation, with posts by members like Memo 600 laughing at Duski's hit. But what dialed in the spotlight on 600 being responsible even more was when a member by that name of Waldo was hit just about 24 hours later, which many saw as retaliation. They
didn't waste no time. Boy, when he hit Waldo less than 24 hours later. That's crazy, bro. And I guarantee you it's all because they get on the phone, flip the phone around. I'm over here on 59th King Drive. Pull up, man. We smoking on that rat. And that thing, you know. Man, how they knew where we was at, bro? Crazy, bro. Hey, long live Waldo, though. Hey, long live Duski, too.
Chicago police. On October 10th, 2018, Waldo was standing on a sidewalk in the 200 block of East 63rd Street in the Parkway Gardens neighborhood around 4:30 p.m. when an unknown vehicle pulled up next to him and an offender inside the vehicle fired shots. A bullet struck him in the head, ending his life in the same manner as Duski the man. The revenge hits were on the rise, and just as every time before, so was the same now. The cycle of bloodshed increased as emotions ran high for their slain affiliates. Wooski, who was close with Duski, would come near to meeting his friend in the grave as his farewell service. He was at odds with the late Chicago gangster King Von, oftentimes involved in arguments back and forth.
How I knew they were gonna bring Von name up, bro? Like, how did I know that, bro? Like, I knew it, bro.
Online. The day before the farewell service of Duski, Wooski was on a FaceTime call with said rival King Von and his other affiliates. It was on that call King Von could be heard saying that he had a surprise for Wooski.
What? No.
Big brother, yeah, you know what the fuck going on. That's your big brother, you know. I wish I could say one of y'all was my boy. You got all goofies over there. I ain't talking about to do it tonight on What's y'all off the courage? What made y'all do it tonight? Listen, we gonna surprise. You talking about tonight. We gonna surprise, bro.
But they said they got a surprise, boy. Them niggas, boy, that's crazy work.
You talking about tonight?
King Von's affiliate, known by the alias E-Dog, also left a cryptic message
Get Back Gang
via
gonna get
Twitter
rid
on
of
the
him.
day of the farewell service that Wooski was scheduled to attend. It soon became clear that something was planned for that day when bullets began to fly at the service, hitting Wooski in the head.
That's crazy.
I was in the church, you see what I'm saying? When that shit, shots were going off and shit. I really don't even know what was like, you know, but I had my son, you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure my son.
But like, why would you bring your son to a gangbanger's funeral though? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know, like, maybe at that time in Chicago, like, shooting up funerals, like, they probably were thinking, like, okay, this is a safe place. Like, they hate us, but they don't hate us so much that they gonna come shoot up the funeral. Next thing you know, funeral, Swiss cheese. Like, come on, man. I get it, though. I get it, though, bro. Because it is sad that you can't even grieve your loved ones. You can't even, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's sad as hell, bro. That's sad as hell, gang, for real.
You see what I'm saying? My immediate family, all good in there. You see what I'm saying? Because I was doing everything I loved in there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit was crazy.
And police say they heard a barrage of shots just after noon. They were coming from across the street at a for a local musician known as Duski was letting out. His real name is Vantrice Chris. He was killed by gunfire earlier this month. Witnesses today heard a couple of shots at first, apparently fired into the crowd. Then many more, several dozen more shots.
By some miracle, Wooski would survive, but not without serious mental trauma. He fought back to
that kind of
redeem
messed
himself
Wooski up,
and
bro.
was seen smiling and spending time with friends who came to visit him in the hospital.
But I don't think Wooski would ever. Wooski, he ain't gonna ever be the same, bro. I mean, it's good he alive though, but dang, bro.
What you mean? How the fuck I'm cheating? What you mean? What makes you think I'm cheating?
He was lucky. Unlike his friend, it's sad sometimes because some of them, like Duski, experience so much growing up that their minds are warped by the trauma. Their lives become controlled by their environment and turning to substances to help cope with it all. Duski had musical talent and was ready to change his life around for the better. Unfortunately, he lost his life. If only he had the chance to escape, he would have been one of the greats in the industry today. Rest in peace, Duski, the man.
I don't know about all that. Now, goddamn, those kind of took it down in. Like, you know, nothing against nothing. I don't know if he would have been one of the greats. Like, damn, like, straight up. But hey, what they didn't tell you though, you know what I mean? And I be following the drill rap scene, the drill culture. Wooski got shot because, like, them boys shot back, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Ruger, but I know like the GDs, they were strapped at the funeral, bro. So when them boys, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna call King Von name, but when they showed up with the surprise, right? The GDs went outside to basically have a shootout. And Wooski was one of the first ones to go out with his blick. And he was met with a headshot. You know what I mean? Shout out to Wooski and his bravery, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know. You dig, but man, so many funerals probably done got shot up in Chicago since that one. That it's probably normal. It's probably normal now. Like straight up, man. It's just crazy as hell, man. All we do is pray for Chicago for sure. But long live Duski the man. You know what I'm saying? Long live anybody who was mentioned in that documentary that lost their life, bro. Like the point of me doing this is not to like glorify gun violence and anything like that. I really do it just to show the jits, like, bro, this is what the gang life, this is what the streets can get you. Even though some of y'all seem like y'all are so intrigued with it that, look, you know what I'm saying, like y'all wanna be a Duski the man, or y'all wanna be a King Von, or y'all wanna be a Wooski. Nothing against any of them, but hell, I wouldn't want to be near one of them. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. No cap, you feel me? But hey though, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one though, folk, in the comment section down below, man. Don't forget to like that vid. Don't forget to hype that vid. Don't forget to sub if you have not subscribed to the channel. To all the returning subscribers, all the returning viewers, man, I got nothing but love for y'all, man. Appreciate you guys, but make sure you turn your post notices on by ringing that bell and hitting all, man, so you don't miss a video, man. Mod life or no life, Mod will no way, and I'll be coming OT and we gonna scrap them up, man. Until the next one, I'll go by done. I love y'all. We're gonna check in a minute. Let's get it. Dang. You know we got the streets, nigga. We got the trap too. I say my trap doing numbers, I just bust another jewel. Got a player around the corner, hey. I say my trap doing numbers like that 05 summer. Got a quarter